Hey guys, welcome to a new What If here. Today we're doing What If Naruto Had a Crush on Yugito Part 1. So, how exactly will this go down? Firstly, that and plus, obviously, somewhat the only time Naruto and Yugito really interacted was in canon Naruto was the 4th Shinobi World War, around the kind of, somewhat climax of it, really. But yeah. Where they somewhat interact, though slightly. So instead, I'm gonna make, and also she's in her late 20s. She's 29 at her death in Shippuden, so that would place her at 26 in Naruto. So of course I'm gonna de-age her. I'm gonna put her, pretty much have her born the same year as Naruto, but not the same day, for no really particular reason. There's no real need to anyway move her birthday. Yeah, so it's July 24th. Or at least that's what it says. Anyway, yeah, so of course that should stay the same. So she'd be similar age to Naruto. Of course, Naruto being born in October would still, obviously, so when she'd be 4, Naruto would be 3. Yeah, though she would still be the, Jinchuriki to Matsudabi, she would still be raised in Kumo, and obviously born as that, in that as well. Yeah. Anyway, and yeah, also, if you guys are curious why I'm starting another new one, because I, made one yesterday, not yesterday, the day before, I could have done a lot better, I'll say that. And, it wasn't that great, so I'm not going to continue it. Anyway, so let's get into this one. So, though Hiruzen would be kind of sitting back, as though he'd decide to think back, just over just a couple of days, just a week ago, what the Hyugas were calling the Hyuga affair was that Kumo, or at least a person from Kumo had come to Konoha to finalize a treaty between the two villages, as in this time the Reikage would be somewhat similar to Hiruzen in the aspect of wanting peace, somewhat preferring peace over kind of warring that instead of like how he is in canon. And yeah, anyway, though, and Hiruzen would somewhat know about this, mainly through when Minato was alive, through Minato and any other encounters his shinobi have had with the Reikage and his slightly adopted brother, B, or Killer B. And yeah. Anyway, though, of course, Hiruzen, though this man can help as somewhat if, the Reikage was like, hey, kind of my, villagers fought, you can have something from us, or that, to repay for the, the potential, obviously, repercussions of what could have happened. And, yeah, if that was the case, then, Hiruzen, couldn't help but think, to a potential, maybe have an agent, like a second Jinchuriki, as much as he didn't want to, and of course the only Jinchuriki he knew of was B, Killer B, and he knew his, or at least his, the elders would push him to kind of try and, make that a reality, but of course he wasn't freaking sure, because the news on what Kumo kind of hadn't gone to him because it was with Dryer, which Dryer was a week, well, nearly 2 weeks late. Now, probably somewhere off in, by country, probably with women and that, all that. And yeah, dude, sad because he really needed that freaking document. And just information to know, obviously, if Kumo did have a second Tsuchuki, but if they did, then, and if, and somewhat, if it was the same, and if the person was the same age as, the same age as Naruto, then maybe he could, kind of ask for said person in return, so that Naruto could grow up with someone slightly, kind of with a slightly similar situation. Granted, hopefully this person's secret of being a Tsuchuki wouldn't freaking get out, as hopefully, well, he wouldn't tell the council. Well, the elders. There was no council, it was just the freaking elders. There was a war council, but that was during war. And yeah, anyway, so though he'd kind of shake his head as he'd just keep on kind of just writing, reading over documents and that. Though seconds later, a shinobi would burst through the doors, saying, shouting, "Hokage-sama, Hokage-sama!" He would snap his head up, going, "What is it?" Kind of preparing himself for straight up, the person saying, "We're at war." Got a message from the Reikage. The Jun would immediately somewhat give the scroll to Hiruzen would somewhat open it up and he'd somewhat look at it, and he kind of somewhat mentally kind of just was he was slightly shocked that his predicament was, or at least his mental or at least somewhat hopes that Reikage did somewhat want, peace and didn't want repercussions, because a shinobi of his did die in Konoha, but he did, actively kidnap a Hyuga. And it seemed like the Reikage, somewhat stated that, he was currently a somewhat Jonin speed day away from Konoha, meaning the average Jonin speed for Konoha and Kumo, because the Jonin, Chunin, and Genin speeds are practically the same, if not slightly different, but they're so similar that are practically interchangeably. That was kind of a system determined, or at least by the grade 5, to differ, the somewhat distance, kind of in speed and that. HL Hidden Leaf Village, I'm an hour away at say tuning HL speed. And same for Kumo HC, because Hidden Cloud, HI, Hidden Iwa, Hidden Mist, HM, Hidden Sand, HS, and anyway, and of course that was the somewhat civilian speed as well, though that was average civilian speed. And instead that would be, and that would somewhat be, somewhat, it would be at the, or at least it would be an hour's walk from it'd be a civilian's hour's walk from Konoha. I mean, the average civilian speed, kind of somewhat, how far could they walk in an hour? Yeah, it'd be that far away from Konoha's front gates. Yeah, though it'd state that it'd be this far away, so that obviously is shouldn't that if Hiruzen, or at least that if, you know, his shinobi did try something, you know, like that was a literal village second, you know, shinobi seconds away, pretty much. And yeah, and so yeah, and Hiruzen would just that, and yeah, so Hiruzen would somewhat turn to the messenger and ask if they somewhat still had the bird. He'd nod and he'd go, "Well, go get it. I'm going to need it now." And I to reply, "Oh, right, hi, Kage-sama," as the tuning messenger would leave to go fetch the Reikage's bird to message the Reikage. As Hiruzen would state that he would be waiting, or at least tomorrow it'd be waiting an hour's civilian walk out of Konoha to making a somewhat agreement and that. And yeah, of course yeah. And from there he would send, after getting the bird, he would somewhat send that out, and yeah, the next day, Hiruzen and the Reikage the Reikage would indeed somewhat be there, and yeah, they would kind of somewhat sit down, as they would somewhat, as the Reikage would state that, like, even in person, that he was also he would also state that he was also kind of somewhat sorry for the what is Jonin somewhat they'd done, and though it'd state that there was no need somewhat for to somewhat, you know, apologise. Like, again, he'd apologise, you know, once, though I would simply state that he still should, you know, at least apologise in person. Though Hiruzen wouldn't say anything, though Hiruzen would just somewhat nod, as though I would then state that that what he, like, you know, somewhat in return, you know, and has, you know, his village, my Sonobi force had to have some type of repercussion. Hiruzen would think, and he'd go, well, as of course somewhat you'd probably somewhat know that somewhat if would obviously do it, your council would probably want a Hyuga, and mine would of course want a, as somewhat you know, we're trying to deprive you of a arch in Turkey. Hiruzen would somewhat nod, as he'd size, and as much as I would rather somewhat not, though I would say, though I do actually have one, or at least a somewhat ancient Cherokee, though of course, though Kim has somewhat two, and I am willing to somewhat, and I'm and I will somewhat, though if you'd I will somewhat have a message sent to Kumo to have, or at least for my brother to bring her somewhat to Konoha, or at least to the somewhat the border between Kumo and fire, the land of fire and the land of cloud, and from there can somewhat change hands, and Hiruzen would somewhat kind of nod at that, as though he'd state that the somewhat Jinchuki was a girl named Yugito. Hyusen would somewhat nod and would ask how good was her somewhat seal, and Reikage would simply state that it's okay, that it's somewhat okay, and that she has a possible, chance of losing control. Yeah, Hyusen would just somewhat nod as though, yeah, don't go though. What about somewhat the 9,000 Jinchuki? Then I know, whilst Kushina may have somewhat died, I know somewhat the though I know somewhat Konoha wouldn't try and wouldn't leave forth somewhat wouldn't leave Konoha without a somewhat Jinchuki. He's somewhat kind of loud as it well, let's just say somehow it got out, and you could imagine though somewhat AU would just kind of somewhat nod, and yeah, though even though you'd think child, or at least somewhat that's now being hated, somewhat would hate back, but instead you, or at least from my short the few interactions I've had with him so far, I've kind of told him about what somewhat shinobi and that, and he kind of somewhat wants to become Hokage so he can be respected by the village and that, and yeah, though, and yeah, Reikage would kind of just somewhat nod at that and go, he's a kind soul, and he would undoubtedly grow strong, very strong. Yeah, his made someone just nod as they would continue to somewhat talk. Though before long they would both go there. Though they the Reikage would finally, or at least with Hyusen, would enter Konoha as I would send would send the message of back to Kumo with the message of a message directly to his somewhat kind of brother, younger-ish, I think, brother figure, B, to kind of somewhat get Yugito, have stuff packed up as she'll be moving to Konoha due to circumstances. And yeah, though AU would somewhat, at least could also somewhat from that, Yugito didn't exactly at the moment really have any real friends. Granted, as somewhat some people would obviously call her somewhat, would obviously call her somewhat names, and was overall kind of somewhat negative with her, so the really only kind of person she really had was B, though, yeah. Anyway, though, of course, though, a couple of days would go by from that, and, of course, mainly the Hugo was slightly, obviously, somewhat, annoyed at that, but the fact that, somewhat they were kind of always seemingly sweeping it under the rug, didn't exactly make sense, but because you kind of think they should just have some obviously payment or that, but in reality there was no real damage done to the clan. Heck, in a way the clan should be paying the only really somewhat had to kind of repay, the village, not the Hyuga clan, as sure, if she had left the village, then yes, he would have to pay the Hyuga clan for, the somewhat trauma put onto, somewhat, on, I can't think of her name, on Hinata. Yeah, due to the fact she kind of didn't, sure, it was still somewhat traumatic and all, but yeah, they should obviously get over it in time. And yeah, so really, well, yeah, the Hyuga clan should technically be paying some type of kind of somewhat repercussion to the Reikage, as he did technically kill someone who only kidnapped someone. So so kidnapping was bad, but killing was worse. And yeah. Anyway, though, yeah, and of course, not long later, though. Well, yeah, though of course, as I said, days later, Yugito would somewhat beat her, would come, and Hizen would, somewhat, or at least would, A would bring her into the third's office, as B would go back to, the hidden cloud, as it wouldn't exactly be, great for him to be in Konoha at the moment. Yeah. Though, and of course, somewhat Yugito would be, scared, somewhat scared. Of course, she was in a village she had, somewhat she didn't know, and she'd be, living here, what was the leader, the leader, the person's the village leader, and or she knew she was the Jinchuki of the Two Tails, and somewhat A had told him, and of course, as much as he didn't exactly want to tell Naruto, A did point out that it would just be worse, Naruto not knowing, and there'd be worse potential repercussions further down the line, as people could manipulate Naruto due to you not informing him. Hiruzen had, didn't think of that. He was getting old. He was in his he was in his 50s now, and yeah, so he did end up, of course, telling Naruto, which, not though, and though not really much to Hiruzen or a surprise Naruto would kind of understand. Yeah, though when Naruto had somewhat left, A had stayed, I guess it makes sense. The fourth would seal it inside of Uzumaki and his own child at that. And yeah, Hiruzen would kind of somewhat give the Reikage a somewhat look of, just don't tell anyone, though the Reikage just not knowing that if Naruto's heritage got out to the rest of the world, it would be a practical, the fourth Shinobi World War could pretty much start. And yeah, anyway though, from there, though, with some present times, Yugito would, A would introduce Yugito to the Bad Okage, and she'd kind of somewhat, being somewhat, or at least obviously shy, would say hi back. And yeah, though of course though some time did indeed, well yeah, though from there Hizen would tell an Armbu to go fetch someone you know who. Though Yugito would somewhat be would kind of be somewhat slightly curious, but also somewhat scared. Though Hizen would tell her that there was nothing to be somewhat scared of in that. And yeah, though he would also tell his Armbu to somewhat leave and allow said person in, they would just nod as the rest would leave. Go saying, somewhat minute later, and the door would be somewhat thrown open as a somewhat was called out, old man. And yeah, or even the somewhat like cargo you'd see would be just a blur of orange and blue and that. And yeah, I'm somewhat surprised by the boy's actual speed, and in fact it only took the boy a minute to get here. Granted, boy could have been somewhere in Konoha, close by. Heck, Konoha was big enough that it practically could take a civilian nearly half an hour or so to go from the centre of Konoha to the edge. So it could literally take around about an hour in a straight line from one side of the village to the other, though of course there was no exact straight line, so it would take slightly more. Yeah, anyway, though the door would ironically somewhat Naruto slammed the door with enough force that they would all hear seemingly a sound somewhat click, and the Reikaku would somewhat be surprised that boy had hit the door with enough force for it to just bounce off the wall and shut itself. Though, of course, Hizen wouldn't be all that surprised as you'd go, my boy, how are you? Yeah, Yugito would be somewhat kind of curious and would somewhat see, as you'd go, somewhat called for me, and so he'd somewhat nod, yes. And I wanted to introduce you to someone, as he'd kind of somewhat look and go, oh, do you somewhat know him? Hizen would slightly chuckle and go, no, the person next to him. That would kind of blink and would somewhat look down and go, oh. Which would cause a somewhat snort. Though Nat would somewhat immediately jump down and would introduce himself, holding out his hand. Yugito would slightly be hesitant, but would eventually kind of somewhat take his hand, saying that she was obviously somewhat Yugito ni. And yeah, from there, though somewhat Naruto would kind of somewhat though look and would ask, was this, or at least would she be kind of living here due to what happened with the somewhat Hyugas and that. A would somewhat stiffen and Hizen would just kind of nod. Yeah, and though A would somewhat look at the Hokage, who would just kind of A would seem surprised that, boy somewhat knew something that, hardly anyone knew about, besides from, some of the other clans and that. Yeah, either word did spread incredibly fast for the size of Konoha, or the boy was just damn somewhat good at getting info. Well, potentially one of the other. Anyway, though, from that, though his and not don't go, though, yes, and somewhat to remember is somewhat your secret. And that would somewhat kind of freeze and would blink and would then somewhat wait, sees, yes, well, not the same but similar. Now to remember what me and A somewhat said, there are 9-tailed beasts. The 1 tails, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, 6, and 8, and you have the 9. Yugito would somewhat look surprised that Naruto, a hyperactive boy, was held the 9-tailed fox. And yeah, and somewhat Yugito here, as she'd slightly go stiff, as Naruto would kind of somewhat, as A would state, holds the, somewhat 2 tails. And yeah, Naruto would just somewhat nod, and though he'd somewhat look at her and it'd go, well, yeah, though, you'd somewhat just nod, though, you'd kind of, though, you'd somewhat, though, you'd ask her if she'd like to be his friend. She wouldn't exactly be, well, yeah, she'd somewhat kind of look at, as he'd somewhat look down at her, as he'd say, it's up to you, it's, yeah. She'd kind of look back at Naruto and would kind of somewhat nod. Yeah, Naruto would seemingly somewhat smile and was practically seemingly blinding. Somewhat as though he was in the mood. And he just go, somewhat Naruto. Of course, try and keep that secret on the lowdown. Don't exactly want her being, well, yeah. Though somewhat, though, going to, say, show about the village. Now, they would somewhat just nod, and, yeah, the next thing, somewhat, they would know the door would be slammed open again, and somewhat Yugito would simply be kind of just vanish along with Naruto. Reikaku would just somewhat look to Hiruzen, who would somewhat just chuckle as the door would once more shut. And yeah, it goes quite hyperactive. He's somewhat just chuckle and would nod, yes, he's like his he's he's like his mother in that part. And so he pretty much more rather somewhat chuckle as it go, well, he's pretty much more Kushina than Minto. He's got Minto's hair and eye colour, but that's practically where it ends. From there it's all Kushina. And, yeah. Though he'd nod at that. Yeah. And though I would go, though, I could see them become somewhat real close, real somewhat good friends, and who knows, maybe even one day even more so, as he was go, well, if that day does come, then somewhat their child would be incredibly powerful, don't you say? After all, a Jinchuriki, somewhat, two Jinchuriki, or at least a child of 2 Jinchuriki and a Quattro Uzumaki, that'd be one powerful child. And, yeah, he would just nod, and from there, hours would go by as they would eventually wind up on the Hokage monument on the 4th Hokage's head, staring out, across the village as, Yugito was somewhat surprised at a child. So somewhat seemingly hyperactive and happy, or at least kind of seemed to behave. She'd seen the glass some she knew she'd received back in her own village, and yeah, she'd look at Naruto and she'd go, "You're this village. They know what you hold, don't they?" Naruto would kind of somewhat nod. She'd state that as she'd go, while someone, or at least the old man, told his some advisors, he said, and from that it somehow kind of leaked. And yeah, though he did kind of make a law that prevented them from telling people our age, and that to stop people from talking about it, so that I could at least somewhat potentially grow up with maybe friends. But yeah, now anytime I kind of just go anywhere, they just take their children away and that. So you just somewhat kind of nod, and now could understand, or at least why the simply Hokage, or at least someone told Naruto to, Anyway, though Naruto would somewhat kind of all of a sudden kind of somewhat turn around, get up and turn around, as though Yugito would kind of somewhat look at Naruto kind of somewhat confused, as a second or so later two people would, form in a swirl of leaves. And yeah, one would form in a swirl of leaves and one would appear in a flash of lightning. Yeah, a lightning Senshin and a leaf Senshin. And yeah, so Hiruzen would go, thought someone to use would be up here. Though that would go, hailed man. Yeah. Though in somewhat smile as though he'd seemingly somewhat walk forward, kind of besides Naruto, and would somewhat sit down, kind of doing the same, but besides Yugao. And yeah, as not Yugao, Yugito, damn it. And yeah, from there they would somewhat talk for a bit, as A would state that it would be kind of leaving in the somewhat morning, which Yugito would kind of somewhat nod. Yeah, though Hiruzen would kind of, or at least, Hiruzen would later that she would she has only that they that her apartment has been prepared for her, and that they could somewhat go and somewhat see it now. She'd somewhat nod, and they would sit there for a couple more minutes before getting up, as the sun would kind of finally set. And yeah, from there they would they would go to Yugito's apartment. She already knew where Naruto lived, as it was pretty much the first place Naruto showed her where he lived. And yeah, and from there, seemingly, a couple of months would, a month would go by, as it'd be nearing, though from there, somewhat a week would go by, as of course Naruto would of course would somewhat start the academy. And yeah, of course Yugito, somewhat being new to Konoha, had been given a week to just get used to Konoha, and also to slightly somewhat just kind of well, yeah, just get used to Konoha and somewhat explore a bit on her own. And yeah, of course, most of the time her exploration was generally done with Naruto when he got out of the academy, or, well, yeah. And yeah, though today would be her first day in the academy, and she was, of course, somewhat nervous because the only person she knew of, or at least in our class, would be Naruto. And, well, yeah. And, well, yeah, though they would somewhat meet up as their apartments weren't that far away from each other. And yeah, though meeting up halfway between one another's apartments, they would then kind of somewhat walk towards the academy, somewhat talking to somewhat one another, mainly somewhat Yugito, kind of asking, somewhat what the somewhat what the academy was kind of like. Yeah, Naruto would just mainly say it was or at least he somewhat found it kind of boring. And, well, yeah. Though they would, of course, talk all the way up until they'd arrive at the academy, and then, kind of somewhat, though, of course, in the Fakage would somewhat be waiting, who'd tell Naruto to somewhat go into the class, as he'd state that he'd be here with Yugito, as he'd introduce her to her teacher, and once everyone was there, she'd then come in, and yeah, Naruto just nod and would somewhat tell her that he'd try his best to save her seat. Granted, saving the seat was it was somewhat on the slightly easier side. Yeah, though she'd just somewhat nod, and he was would kind of smile as Naruto would go into the academy. Nearly, though minutes later, and with all the academy students finally in, who'd show her, who'd somewhat introduce her to her academy teacher, and from there the academy teacher would inform his class, minus Naruto, as Naruto would already know about the somewhat new student joining them. And yeah, and from there, of course, he'd someone call her in, and she'd of course introduce herself and that. And from there, she'd go off and sit by somewhat Naruto, as then the academy teacher would somewhat tell the class to kind of one by one introduce kind of themselves, so that the new girl could somewhat get to know you. And yeah, and of course, though Naruto would of course begrudgingly somewhat do his introduction, though she already knew him, but and though from there, of course, when it would come to similarly somewhat break, they'd go out, or at least, some of the, the girls would be somewhat surprised that, she was hanging around with Naruto, that parents told them to, keep away from someone Naruto, say, something was bad about him, apparently, and, and what about, this girl, surely, right? But yeah, she was, just hanging around from Naruto Hack. Yeah, even though somewhat Kiba was a loudmouth, annoying boy, somewhat he didn't really give a damn somewhat what people, said about Naruto. Naruto was Naruto. He was someone who's damn good at sneaking out of class. Yeah, and Shikamaru and Choji would also come over having similar thoughts, or about Naruto, of not caring about what people said. Their parents didn't care. Heck, their parents kind of told them to interact with Naruto, and that one day you'd never know, that one day maybe weak now like he is, and before you know it, he could be he could be the next he could be someone, the next Hokage. And yeah, so they kind of did granted the academy hadn't been going for more than hardly at least 2 weeks now, and yet 2-3 weeks, and Naruto had kind of somewhat already had been quite good at sneaking out. And yeah, and so after kind of introducing, or at least Naruto, though they would kind of somewhat sit down together, should get to kind of know the other somewhat three more, and and kind of from there, that would kind of be that somewhat kind of small friend group. Though by the time of course lunch came around, the girls did kind of or at least some of the girls did manage, or at least mainly somewhat ask her kind of why she wasn't kind of afraid of Naruto, as she'd just be confused and would ask why, as it'd state that the other girls, or at least parents, have somewhat told that he was big, he's somewhat monster, or that he's bad, or he did bad things. She'd be confused and would just go, no, he's just kind. And yeah, of course she knew what obviously the girl was somewhat meaning, what the adults would mean to their children. And yeah, so it was clear the girl clearly, couldn't think for herself, seemingly, couldn't judge someone, she let other people's judgments guide her own. And yeah, and anyway, and so of course somewhat from there, the girls mainly did though of course due to the fact she hung out around Naruto, it did make her somewhat or at least the somewhat other alienate her, though she didn't really so much mind all that much. Heck, she had more friends she did in Konoha than she did in Kumo. She had 3 more, really, or at least 4, if you, 4 more, as, she kind of saw B as a kind of slightly kind of big brother figure in a way. And and of course from there, as the somewhat years would go by, they would of course somewhat grow, and would obviously grow in both strength and abilities and that. And for right now, guys, I'm gonna end this part here. So if you have, if you guys do like this, then do tell me in the comments down below. And of course, if you want part 2, do say, because if you just don't, I don't know if you guys want me to continue this. Anyway, hope you guys have a good day or night, depending on wherever you are and whenever you watch this. And good. Bye!